You need to pray to me, because if you want to see my hand move, you need to be willing to pray. See, because prayer unlocks our ability to see what God has already provided for us. You listen to that? Prayer unlocks our ability to see what God has already provided for us. See, it's already there. All we need to do is be able to unlock it so that we can see the hand of God moving on our behalf. See, God will give you revelation, or he'll give you the answer to the problem when you seek him in prayer. If you don't want to seek him in prayer, you know what you're going to do? You're going to try to do it on your own. Because that's usually what happens. When we don't have time to pray to God, we try to figure things out. Is that not so? We try to figure things out on our own. And God is merely just telling you, all you have to do is give it to me. You see, God will give you the revelation. God will give you everything that you're looking for. But a lot of times we continue to be in the trenches of this battle because we're trying to seek alternatives than looking for God or searching for God. And we're still stuck in the trenches of this battle because it's going longer than we needed to, or longer than we anticipated to. You know why? Because you're not seeing it clearly. You need to understand that God says, greater is he that is with us than with them. See, you need to understand that God is opening it up for you. All you need to do is pray to him. I don't have time for prayer. Too busy. Oh, way too many things. Way too many things. And even at that, right before I go to bed, man, I'm on TikTok and I'm on Facebook and I'm doing all these other things instead of praying. I don't have time. God, Lord, I'll give it to you on Sunday. When I come to church, we'll pray, we'll worship, we'll listen to your word, and that's good enough for me. It's not. God is telling you, I need you to seek me. You see, we'll keep going, and when we keep going on our own, we're eventually going to run out of rope. You understand that concept, right? Eventually, you're going to keep running, and you're going to run by yourself, and eventually, you're going to run out of rope. Jesus is the only way. He has surrounded us. He is the hedge of protection around us. And we need to understand that, because greater is he, because he has provided everything for you, including your answer. He has provided everything for you, including your answer. Are you listening? Are you listening to what I'm saying? You need to understand that God will provide everything for you, including your answer. You just have to trust him. You just have to trust him. We continually ask God for help instead of, open my eyes, Lord. Open my eyes so that I can see that you're already working on my behalf. You see, we can pray, Lord, when are you going to do it? 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 He's saying, open your eyes. Open your eyes. I've already done it. Open your eyes. Look through the spiritual. Quit looking through your carnal eyes, your natural eyes. I need you to look at it as if I'm seeing it, as I see this. And Elijah prayed, Lord, open his eyes. And when he did, he saw the mighty army that surrounded him. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that when we start to pray to God like this, with this same fervor, with this same just hunger for God, for us to see things in the middle of our battle, in the middle of the things that we go through, that we're able to tell God, God, let me see it. Let me see it the way you're seeing it. I know you're going to give me an answer. I know that you're going to do that. Our mind would be blown if we saw things the way Elijah was calling them out here. Our mind would just explode. That would be something to see. That in the spiritual realm, we're able to see God's hand of protection upon our lives, upon our situation, upon everything that's going on, instead of us just focusing on, why, Lord? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Last point. God's provision will take you where your vision won't. God's provision will take you where your vision won't. Starting in verse 18 of this opening text, it says, so when the Syrians came down to him, Elijah prayed to the Lord and said, strike these people, I pray, with blindness. And he struck them with blindness according to the word of Elisha. And now Elijah said to them, this is not the way, nor is this the city. Follow me, and I will bring you to the man whom you seek. I will bring you to the man who you seek. See, church, do not let your vision be so focused on the battles and your problems. Do not let your vision be so focused on the battles and problems that we forget to see that God will reveal his answer to you. God is going to reveal it to you. And while you're going through these problems, and while you're going through everything that you're facing and everything that you're feeling and everything that is going on, as you're going through it, he will also have you be Jesus to someone else. What? You mean that if I'm going through a battle, I'm going through something, they told me I've got cancer, and you still want me to be Jesus to somebody else? Yep. That's what he's telling you. That's what he is telling you. That's what he's telling you, church. That's what he is telling you. He says God's provision will take you where your vision won't. You see, we don't understand that. We don't understand that God is still wanting us to be Jesus to someone. How much more sincere and humbled are we when we're faced with trials and we're faced with tribulations, when we're going through the battle? How much more in tune are we with God, and how much more sincere and how much more humbled are we when we're actually in the battle, to be able to reach out to people and tell them that God is real, that the God that we serve, he is doing something on my behalf. I may not see it, you may not see it. In the natural, they're not seeing it, but you know that God is working on your behalf. And in the midst of that, you're able to tell them that no matter what I go through, it doesn't matter what test is going through, what test I'm going through, I know that at the end, there is going to be a testimony. And I'm big on testimonies, and you've seen it here in the past. I'm big on testimonies. You know why? Because the church needs to hear that God is still doing the miraculous, that God is still changing people, that God is still setting people free, that God is still healing people, that God is still saving people. And because we go through this test, people need to hear the testimony. People need to hear the testimony. But you know what we do sometimes? We stop coming to church when we start facing trials and tribulations. Who will know? How will these people that are around here, your brothers and your sisters that need to spur you on, that are with you, there to lift you up, how will they know if you're going through something if you don't even show up? You see, because a lot of times we're embarrassed. A lot of times things happen and we just want to stay away, and we don't see you for weeks, and we don't see you for months. Sometimes we don't see you for years. And God is telling you, no matter what you're going through, when you have a humbled heart, when you have a sincere heart, people will see that the test that you're going through, they're going to be waiting for a testimony. They're going to be waiting for a testimony on the back end of that. You can't have a testimony without a test. We need to have that testimony. How is your vision today? Are you sitting here today because someone had a vision? Are you sitting here today? Are you a result of a vision that was planted by somebody? Are you a result of a vision that somebody was praying for you, that somebody had been interceding for you? Past and present pastors, including our pastor here, they've planted seeds and keep planting seeds because they have a vision for you and for your future generations. That's why they do the things that they do, so that you and your family can be taken care of, so that you and your family can be fed spiritually, so that when you walk out of this place, you can know, I am bold. God is with me. No matter what happens, God is going to be with me, for my generations, for generations to come. God is going to take care of it no matter what we go through. We know that the secret is found in God. The secret is found in the Lord Jesus Christ, that he will help me no matter what happens. He's going to help me. See, because the battle belongs to him. See, godly people have paved their way in prayers, in finances, in time, in physical labor, because they have united in a vision to see this kingdom grow. And a lot of people are sitting here. A lot of prayer warriors are here. A lot of financial sponsors are here. A lot of people that put their time and effort and sweat into this building, into this church, are here. You know why? Because you're important to them. And your families are important to them. And everybody that comes through that door is important, and they've put time in, and they've done things so that the kingdom can grow. The chairs that are here, the expansion that we see here, the things that are going on around us that you might think, what's going on? God is making provisions so that the vision can grow, even if you're not seeing it yet. God is saying, I will show you the vision. I will show you what I'm doing. I will show you what I can do. All you need to be is a testimony, because people that are sitting right next to you are people that are going through problems, people that are going through trials, people that are going through tribulation, things that are going in their life that they're still able to say, God is faithful. And I know that you're going through it. I've been through it, but God is going to help you. Let me pray with you. Let me intercede with you. And there's plenty of people that have sown into the kingdom because God has invested into this church. God has invested into IEC through the years, and maybe we're going to start seeing a big expansion, and we're going to start seeing more growth. And you know what comes with growth? More people. More people will come, and as we start to expand walls and we start to prepare ourselves spiritually, we're going to start seeing the vision unfold. And God is going to need a lot of people that will be willing to give testimony. You see, God's provisions will take you where your natural eyes won't, where your natural vision won't. And if you're here today and solely focused on poor me and my problems, wake up. Wake up, because you're not seeing things clearly. You need to get focused on what God is doing. God wants to do something amazing inside of you. Let Him take care of the battle so you can have a clear vision of the work that needs to be done. If God has called you, let me ask you something. Raise your hand if you know and it's been prophesied for you, or you feel it deep down inside of you that there is a calling in your life for whatever it is. Raise your hand. See, God has called us here. God has called us, and there's